We have an extraordinary opportunity here to take 10,000 acres of private ranch land into the public domain. This is a rare opportunity, a golden opportunity, to add to public access to this beautiful, beautiful landscape where there are rich, abundant wildlife herds. Bighorn sheep are doing extremely well here. This contains some of the healthiest mule deer herds in the entire West. Upland bird hunting is just awesome here. And the fishery, of course. Terrific Chinook runs, steelhead runs are coming back, getting stronger all the time. And of course the trout fishery has been famous for years here on the Deschutes River. But for the first time we have this golden opportunity to add 10,000 acres so that we as sportsmen have access to this wonderful area.
Well, for the Trust for Public Land, this project would be one of the largest projects we've ever done in Oregon. At 10,000 acres, it will be one of the largest projects we've conserved. It's very rare, mainly because to have such a large block of land still in one family ownership and their willingness to sell the property for conservation purposes, it's very important. You see a lot of smaller pieces that become available for sale, but a property of this size and one ownership is unique.
But no, being able to tie into the BLM that's intact here, you know, it's a bunch of random sporadic fingers of BLM coming off the canyon currently. And this ownership, as you look at it, it laces around all that BLM beautifully and creates a 20 to 25,000 acre block of contiguous public land that people can come out and explore and enjoy. Bighorn is probably one of the focus species as far as big game in our agency. The Deschutes population, we reintroduced sheep in the Deschutes in 1993. Over the last 20 years, this population has expanded to somewhere between 500 and 600 sheep. It's done very, very well. It's one of our source herds now for translocation throughout the rest of the state for California bighorns, as well as sharing those sheep with other states. We've taken sheep out of the Deschutes, put them in North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, and Washington. So I think we're getting close to about 200 sheep we've trapped out of here in the last 15 years.
Well, I've hunted here for decades, and this is the first property of this scale that's going to go into public land and public access, with access from the top. And being out here today, it's clearly high quality habitat, and I'm looking forward to getting out here and covering every inch in the future. Hunters from northwestern Oregon, Portland area, where I lived for years, this is pretty close, and I have this kind of a opportunity at this scale. That close to Portland is going to be a real bonanza.
Steelhead are opportunistic in the Deschutes in that if water is available in these tributaries, they will go up and spawn. And so Oak Canyon is one of those tributaries, and there's really not that many, you know, in the lower 100 miles tributaries that steelhead spawn in. So it would be great to see one of, you know, basically an entire watershed, and it would be preserved and conserved for steelhead in Oak Canyon. We've seen record numbers of false Chinook, you know, in the last 20 years. It's really been the highlight of the, you know, Columbia Basin as far as, you know, there's no hatcheries. It's all been, you know, wild fish restoration. This land acquisition would basically secure the entire watershed into public ownership and conservation, and I think that is significant in that I think it would be the only one in the lower Deschutes Basin that would have that security.
That is huge. We can't let the opportunity escape us. We just have to be able to seize the opportunity and run with it. Now, the first step has been taken. The first step in acquisition of this 10,000 acre ranch has been taken. $135,000 has been allocated through the Land and Water Conservation Fund to begin purchase of this ranch. But the price is $3 million, so there's a long way to go, a long way to go. But at least the first step has been taken. But it underscores the importance of full and permanent funding is necessary for the Land and Water Conservation Fund to be able to fully access the lands we have not only here in the West but all around the country, so that sportsmen have better access, so we protect our public lands in a much more meaningful way.